Hey fam, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. And I keep saying North Carolina is the Alabama of the 21st century. Well, guess what? We now have what's going on here now, where a judge there has thrown out a couple of laws that the legislature had put forward. You talk about just utterly ridiculous what they did in North Carolina. A state judge ruled that the makeup the state legislature was unconstitutional, okay, due to racial gerrymandering. Now, Wake County Superior Court Judge Bryan threw out a voter ID amendment that the legislature had put before voters in 2018. Now, again, let me explain to you. The Republicans in North Carolina rushed to put this on because the numbers didn't lie. They were about to lose their veto-proof majority. That's exactly what happened. Remember, this is the same North Carolina GOP who wanted to change the rules there to take most of the power of the state Supreme Court and move it to a lower court because the Democrats control the state Supreme Court. Democrats now control the state Supreme Court 6-1. Republicans ain't happy. Here's what the judge wrote in this decision. An illegally constituted General Assembly does not represent the people of North Carolina and is therefore not empowered to pass legislation that would amend the state's constitution. Joining us right now is Reverend Dr. T. Anthony Spearman, President of North Carolina NAACP. Reverend Spearman, glad to have you here. You and Democracy North Carolina, Repairs of the Breach, Reverend Barber, y'all have been fighting North Carolina over this. And what people don't understand, y'all have been ground zero for Republican efforts to stop folks from being able to vote and passing these onerous laws.
Roland, yes, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your program this evening. And we are very, very excited here in the state of North Carolina that Judge Collins has come forth with the decision that he's come forth with. We believe that he has demonstrated a courageous willingness to break out of the mold of what I call judicial imprudence, of citing existing improprieties and hamster wheeling them back to legislators to amend. And he set a precedent in place of naming the General Assembly for exactly what they are, and that is illegal and unconstitutional. We have been shouting this since about 2012 at least, and we are so grateful that a judge has stepped forward and has come up with the kind of language that we think is necessary for us to begin beating this voter suppression here in the state of North Carolina.
Reverend Spearman, NAACP again has been on the front lines on this very issue, and when you look at why Republicans were doing this, they were afraid that they no longer would have the power to be able to override the veto of a Democratic governor. And so I don't think people outside North Carolina really understand the hell y'all have been going through for the past several years in North Carolina.
Yep, 7 years. And I agree that people do not understand. And last night was a case in point. Last night, Governor Cooper made his State of the State address, and afterwards the response that came forth from Phil Berger, who is the head of the Senate there, he just said some things and went off script, actually, referring to this case because they're so afraid of what may happen. As you stated earlier, the Supreme Court leans toward the liberal side now, and we're not sure what's going to happen with the appellate court should they take this to appeal. We know we believe that they're probably going to appeal the case, but they're just uncertain at this point and continue to run scared because they know that their day is numbered.
What do you want folks to do next? What do you want the folks who are watching, who are listening? What do you want them to do to help you guys to combat what you're dealing with in North Carolina?
I want them to continue to watch closely because that, coupled along with what happened in Congressional District 9, as was stated earlier, election fraud is certainly prevalent here in the state of North Carolina, as well as voter fraud is prevalent. And I say that because I also happen to be a person who is a Board of Elections member here in Guilford County and saw firsthand some of the things that are being done at A&T's university. And so these young people are the suppression of their vote. I just need people to wake up and start looking at things and widening the lens of this voter suppression that's going on in our midst, because that's exactly what's going on. And if we continue to just marginalize it, we're not going to be able to see what needs to be seen. We have to begin to put a broader frame and frame the problem of voter suppression in a wider way.
All right, Reverend.
So that's what I would say to the people. Just widen the lens of this voter suppression that's going on.
All right, Reverend T. Anthony Spearman, President, North Carolina NAACP. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Roland.
Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, calling all HBCU alumni, students, and leaders, enter the Ford Motor Company HBCU Mobility Challenge and win $25,000 for your school. Building on their long-term support of HBCUs, Ford is looking to improve mobility in HBCU communities through innovative solutions. The winning program will receive a grant of up to $25,000 to implement the proposal. Now, the deadline is to apply is March 31st, 2019. Go to FGB.Life for more information to apply. FGB.Life for more information to apply. And if you're watching, tell your HBCU that if they don't know about this, they need to be doing it. You should be pushing this on social media. Again, folks, 25 grand that could go to one of the HBCU campuses. Ford goes further in our community, and we certainly appreciate them being a partner here on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.